Ouais, alors je ne sais pas si vous êtes encore là. Il y a eu un petit souci avec l'ordinateur. C'était pas le réseau en fait, c'est l'ordi qui a surchauffé. Euh, C'est-à-dire qu'en fait, comme avant vous m'entendiez pas bien, j'ai coupé le ventilateur de l'ordi, mais du coup il a surchauffé, et il s'est mis en il s'est mis en sécurité. Donc mais maintenant c'est bon, il marche bien. Du coup je vais relancer l'activité. Heureusement qu'on n'avait pas fait depuis longtemps parce que sinon juste voir connexion impossible. Si j'arrive à faire le stream, c'est qu'il y a Internet. Juste me reconnecter à Steam et relancer tout. Ouais, non, c'était pas mon idée la meilleure que j'ai eue. Hein. Ouais, vraiment que l'ordi est rapide. Mais en fait, je sais pas vous à quel moment ça a coupé, mais moi je me suis rendu compte qu'il y avait un souci parce que j'arrivais plus à gérer le train avec le clavier. En fait, j'ai le DSD qui s'est mis à hurler, enfin l'alarme du train, et j'arrivais pas à la désactiver. Oh, j'estime. Parce qu'il doit faire sa mise à jour. D'accord, ouais. Ah oui, moi ça a quand même coupé quelques. Ça a coupé un peu après. Euh, ouais, en fait, c'est Dan Chechenier qui a fait bugger l'ordinateur. C'était trop compliqué à prononcer, alors c'est du pour supporter ça. Alors bon, quand Steam aura enfin décidé à se lancer, on va voir. Ah, voilà. Ouais, mais du coup, en fait, j'ai désactivé le système de réduction du bruit sur le casque. Donc peut-être que ça va, que vous m'entendez mieux à cause de ça. Je sais pas si là tout de suite vous m'entendez mieux. Mais après, alors attendez, j'en profite juste là, puisqu'on est pas dans le truc. Je me demande s'il n'y a pas une histoire de périphérique audio, parce que à un moment donné, il n'utilisait pas le bon. Oui, je crois qu'il n'utilise pas le périphérique. Ah si. Bon, à force, à terme, on finira bien par trouver. Non, je vais finir par acheter un micro dédié. Je sais qu'Alan Thompson, il a ça. Voilà, c'est bon. Vous allez à du direct. Petite bordel dans mon live, non, c'est pas grave. Hein. Enfin, fallait bien que ça arrive une fois. Mais ça faisait longtemps qu'il m'avait pas fait ça, donc. La dernière fois qu'il m'avait fait ça, c'était l'été dernier, quand il y avait la canicule. Et, des fois, il me le faisait 3-4 fois par jour, c'était insupportable. Je sais pas si Cindy et Célia sont encore là, si on les a perdus en cours de route. Comme processeur, j'ai un i7. C'est un i7, non, je sais plus exactement. Enfin, l'ordi a un an et demi. J'ai acheté fin juillet 2018. Ah, Cindy est toujours là. Bah, vous allez réassister à la mise en route de. Mais l'ordi en général, il supporte assez bien le jeu. J'ai en général assez peu de lag par rapport à ce que j'avais avec mon précédent ordi. Bon, le précédent c'était un MacBook qui n'était pas fait pour ça non plus. J'avais mis un émulateur de Windows dessus. Je sais pas, peut-être. Joyeuse Pâques. Happy Easter. C'est bon. Ah. Alors. Il est gentil, hein, il nous dit que le temps est moche. J'ai remarqué. Donc, on tourne la clé comme dans la voiture. Ah. I have to activate the brakes. To activate the AWS security system. To explain AWS system, that's the little sunflower here. When it is displayed, it means that you have to take care of the next, either the next signal or the next reducing speed limit, or on this network the next neutral section. So before each signal you have kind of, not even know the word in French, kind of things that transmit to the train the state of the signal. If the signal is open, it's green, it will just make a small ring and you won't have to cancel any alarm. But if the signal is yellow, double yellow, flashing yellow, or red, you will have to cancel the AWS alarm to make sure that you have seen the signal. It's a security system that prevents you from passing a signal at danger. Griller un feu rouge en français. Because if you have been not aware. So that's the smaller ring. That means that signal in front of us is green. So that station is Stelbrak Central. That's the main and center station of Stelbrak. The city has three different stations. There is Stelbrak Central, this one. There is Stelbrak Saint Snijanka, the one the other side of the bridge. And there is Stelbrak Tuby, which is the high-speed station. It is not located directly into the city center. It is about 5 or so kilometers from the city, but it is directly located on the high-speed line, so it allows train to gain time by not having to leave the high-speed lines to reach the station with classic line. And now this bridge is not new. It's a very old bridge. It's the bridge that has given Stelbrak its name. And Stelbrak means called Star Bridge in Ruthenian. And so this bridge is very famous. It was there before the railways. It was used as a pedestrian and bridge before the 19th century. After that, it has been used for the railways. So now you can see Cindy, I'm increasing tabs, and here the intensity is shown. So there is some wheel slip. For the moment, the traction is cut for a very small time. It's because the train has a safety system that is called the WSP, the wheel slip protection system. It prevents the train from wheel slipping. Means like a car, when there is too much power and the train has too much power, the wheel can slip on the tracks. This is due to the very low adherence, poor adherence of metal against metal, and it happens very frequently when weather is wet, like now, snowing, or during autumn because of the leaves. The autumn leaves are a major problem for trains, as they make train well slipping. Sometimes they make trains not being able to read some track secrets, like the ones that make the AWS alarm. And so there is a huge amount of money and things that are done to destroy and to clean tracks between during the autumn. There is, for example, some special trains that throw special liquid on the tracks to clean it from the automobile. So when the train, it's an automatic system. So when the train is aware of wheel slipping, it cuts down the power, and it applies brakes very little bit to regain a correct adherence. By the way, the main problem with wheel slipping is that it can make damages to the trucks, but more on the wheels. It happens very frequently, That's due to while sleeping. There is something called flat wheels, flat wheels in English, une roue plate en français, and it creates a little a typical sound that you have surely already heard when there is especially freight trains passing. Sometimes you hear one of the wagon passing with strange noise like a and that's a flat wheel. Means that the wheel is no more perfectly round. It has a very small portion where it is flat, and so each time this portion makes a complete turn, it makes this noise. Ah mais c'est pas grave, lui souris. C'est ben voilà, maintenant je saurai pour la prochaine fois qu'il ne faut pas désactiver le ventilo. Alors j'espère que ça va pas replanter hein, maintenant qu'on repasse là. Mais en tout cas, merci d'être venu. Et puis, donc, comme dit, hein, la suite sera disponible sur YouTube. Alors j'espère juste que la première partie a bien été enregistrée quand même. On verra. Sinon, je mettrai au moins cette partie-là. Passer le temps à somme correct. And now go under the Ascent Correct Bridge. It's one of the main bridges that crosses the River Sunset. It's used by the motorway. And there is Road nuclear power plant. That's where Homer Simpson works. That's true. And now I will have to decrease power as we will run through a neutral section. So this is the small section where there is no more power on the lines. It will be shortly after Road station, just here. Train race. Whoopiness. No! So here it is. Are going very fast. So now the current is back, so I can regain power. That's Andesha Road station. So that's a typical suburban line. It is mainly used by commuters that go to and from work every day. As Stelbrak has approximately 180,000 inhabitants. And now we will shortly be arriving at Nalastoha. Nalastoha is about 60,000 inhabitants. So there is lots of traffic between these two cities. Here you can see I have cut the power for traction, but there is still an important intensity of electricity in the motors. That's because I am braking, and when I brake, there is two different systems. There is the train brakes, which is a pneumatic brake using air pressure, and there is a rheostatic brake. And the rheostatic brake uses the current and turns it into energy to brake, to slow down the train. Basically, turn electricity into heat on the wheels. That's what makes this whine noise. So, shortly be arriving at Nalas Doha station. So here you have heard the AWS alarm as the signal was yellow. So it means that the next signal will be red. So we won't be able to pass through it. But it doesn't really matter now as the next signal is after the station. For the moment, we have to reach the station and to let passenger in and out. So here you can see the next signal is effectively red. So once more, we have the AWS alarm sounding. So you have to wait a little bit. There is a 2 minutes wait here, passengers to come. Train. It's a very old model of wagons. They're as old as the locomotive. I'm planning to replace them by the end of 2021. My English people, whiskey. That's a coffee. So that's a diesel train. This one are the same trains as the one modern locomotive will replace between Harvester and Katsashki Crossing. This class of trains are called the Turbo Star. previous name is Floeta. Signal is now green. You have to wait for the guard to whistle for being able to leave. I don't know what this woman is actually doing, but I think she's having some kind of problem. There is another one. You basically go to the end of the platform, look at the signal, and then go back. With information driver of the 2460 AP service from There was a problem with one of its engines. We were talking before about breakdowns and issues. No, there is one. The driver, the train before us has some problems, and so it runs very slowly. And so we will have to use another line to reach Tarna, the next station. Hope we won't be too late. I think that it will be a little bit complicated in Tarna's area. That's truly the most heavily used part of the network, as Tarna is the main city. And now during the rush hour, it's always very complicated. There is a lot of trains going into and leaving Tarna. And today there is another problem. There is one of the tracks outside Tarna that is closed to traffic due to maintenance on a set of points. So I think that will be funny. Train won't be a train. It's never late. My favorite train is coming. Cross country HS2. Bye. Not be able to gain a bit of speed. The line is now limited to 85 miles per hour. I like this old locomotive because they are very, in my opinion and in my feelings, they are very powerful. And they have a great acceleration and quick. In fact, this locomotive is fitted with 4 different electric engines, and each one has 1,250 horsepower. So it means that the locomotive has a total of 5,000 horsepower. There is another neutral section here. Let's get the power down. But this locomotive is considerably less powerful than the previous one I drove, the hierarchy 384, because it had 7,800 horsepower. With becoming poor again. Near an Arad station. Let's go. You watch the train. It's a bit dirty. VIP service. I think Celia is no more with us, but there is some lakes. Seems to appreciate it. Once again tonight, Train Simulator squad are spoiled us with a very, very, very good weather. Lots of rain, fog, a little bit of sun over there. Here is the yellow signal. No more yellow signal. Picking green. La pluie de retour. Ah yeah. And the return of the yellow signal too. It's returning day. Rain is coming back. Computers issues, yellow signals. Everything's coming back. So what we are now doing is basically named chasing yellows. So chasing yellows is a thing every train driver loves, absolutely. I don't know how to translate that into French, but maybe poursuivre le jaune. Enfin, poursuivre le jaune, c'est un peu bizarre, mais un peu raciste. Mais basically, chasing yellows is when you are running after another train that runs at the same speed as you, or a little bit slower. and then you have to do some accordion drive like that. It means that you are running at your line speed. There is a yellow signal. You have to brake to be able to stop before the next signal. But generally, the next signal is never red as the train in front of you is also running. And so there is another yellow signal. And so you start gaining a little bit more speed, then you have to brake, then you have to gain speed, then etc. etc. And it's very, it makes train drivers a bit nervous sometimes, as it's a little bit tiring, especially when you are doing that for a long distance. I drove some trains in England, for example, and on certain lines, it happens that you have to do that for 1 hour, and it's very, very, it's not pleasant. It's very unpleasant. It gives you the feeling not really to go, and you have to be very, very aware. It's a bit like being in a traffic jam with a car. This one is yellow, so I'm running now at 30 miles per hour, but I will increase that a little bit, but I cannot go back to line speed as the next signal is technically due to be red, but I'm pretty sure that when I will reach it, it will be yellow too. I like spring. Very sunny. Quick save. See, the next signal is already yellow. This is Vanada station. The next station after Vanada is green, is Tana Voling Airport. It's the airport station for Tana's airport. And from Tana's Voling airport station, we will change the line we are now. It's the classic line, and we will go to the high-speed line here. In order to overtake the broken down service. Well, sleeping again. Ring. Which reminds me of my year here as a teacher. Oh, it's very, very slippery. It's very pain in the ass. This locomotive is very prone to sleep. Not sleep, but generally all trains are prone to sleep. Trains cannot sleep. The sun is coming back. But it's a typical British weather. The exception is that we are not very pretty. Last summer I went to Scotland and to England, and I was very. It was really funny to see how the weather can change in a very, very small amount of time. It's, in just 10 minutes, it can be very sunny and hot, and all of a sudden it's raining and there is fog everywhere. It's really fun to see that. But I appreciate that. I think it's entertaining. Chasing yellow. Chasing Homer Simpson. So now, shortly before Carnavaling station, we will be diverged to the high-speed lines. And so I hope we can be in Turner a little bit sooner. Oh, good hell. Very fast. See, little jerk is just here. It's its fault. We are not late. Next signal is red. So when the signal just after a station like here is red, generally we try not to stop completely the train before the signal, but we try to run very slowly. It's just to avoid passengers trying to leave the trains or to get in the train the station. So it's now yellow. will now run in the correct direction, the wrong side. And so we are now entering the high-speed lines. Here the line is limited to 225 kilometers, but our train can only reach 110 miles per hour, so 180. In this country, the max speed on the line is 250 kilometers per hour, so 155 miles per hour. There is no train such as in France or in Germany that runs at up to 300 kilometers per hour. In fact, there is simply no train capable of doing that speed. In a short time we'll be in Tana. What a surprise, the signal is yellow, but it's double yellow, so I won't no, wait. The signaling system here is the SAX 250 system, so it's a little bit different than from the SAX, the regular SAX system, as the space between each signal is here very much longer due to the higher speed trains using these lines. And now see that I'm not existing, in fact, in the game, as in the reflection I do not have any reflection. So I'm either a vampire or not know. So that was leading rail Tabor. The next station will be Tana Saint Veronica, main station Tana. Sky is becoming dull again. No passing Tana's suburbs. There were another metro section. Is due to the line passing from the classic line to the high-speed lines. So we are passing Tana's depot. Might be raining again. Yes. There's luck. And see Tana's Cathedral, lost in the fog. Can't even see it properly. We are approaching Tana's in Veronica. The river is switched. Normally here you have a very pretty view on the cathedral here. Now possible to see it. Here we are entering the station. That's the main station of the network. It has 15 platforms. It is used by 16 million people each year. And there is more than 600 trains a day using this station. So I think we might be held sometimes here, as I said before, as there is one of the line that is closed when running northbound, eastbound from Kaunas, and I don't know. There is a very close train coming. I can go, but I can't. So we'll cut the power. We will take this little time to look at the surroundings. So, as you can see, the Tana station is very large compared to stations on the network, and it has a small depot here. That's not really a depot, as trains are not normally due to spend night here, but it is mainly used during the day to oh, sun is coming back. To shunt services. So shunting is meaning that, for instance, imagine there is this train is here, but then you need it to go eastbound, and so the train will use the depot to shunt. So it will go to the depot, reverse, and then go in another path. Platform 1 here is mainly used by the VHP system, which means the Tana suburban system. This system currently has only one line that runs from Kolpenbiel on the east to Chanakapawa on the north, and but from the 17th of May there will be another line. The current line will be extended to Sanho on the north, and there will be another line going to Tana Holding Airport during peak times. There is two other platforms here, the 13 and the 14, that are not electrified. They are only used by services going to Sanho. And generally, the three platforms here, the 15, the platform 6 and platform 7, are used by Intercity high-speed services. Il a plu, il a plu. Mais oui, non, ils ont jamais de parapluie de toute façon. Et le pire, c'est que des fois, même quand il neige, il y en a qui sont quand même en robe ou en short. This train is exactly the same as the one we have. It's service going in the other side. We are going from Molnia to Floeta, and this one is going from Floeta. I think not to Molnia because it's too late, but to Oldva. It's another city before Molnia. It's better under the sun. So this train has broken down, so it will be put out of service, and I think this one coming here is the one that will replace it. Just look. No, I said something stupid. This one is the broken one, will now be taken out of service, and the other one is the replacement. This one is just arriving now. We were behind it when we left Monastera, so we are very fortunate to have been diverted to a high-speed line. However, we will only be arriving now at town. So our signal is still red. Fact that this line here, these tracks here are closed now due to maintenance. And I think we cannot go because there is other trains on the line. Sorry. Yes, you can see this service, this Intercity service is using the line coming from the depot, from the eastern depot. And normally there is no passenger services using these trucks, but now it has been made to manage the closure of the other line here. And yes, as this line is closed, this line here, we will be using this line here, and so we can't now, due to this freight service, using it. In fact, Tana's surrounding are totally saturated by trains during peak times, and when everything runs perfectly, there is absolutely no problems. But each time there is a single problem, line closure, single trains being late, that's total cluster after that, and that's what is happening now. We were due to leave Tana at 18:55, and now it's already 19:05. So we are already 10 minutes late. Yeah, that's effectively this line that is closed. Track procession prevention here. Make sure that there is not any trains running on this line due to a signaling mistake. It's a coal train coming from a coal mine in the south of the country and going to a coal power plant in the north of the country. Lots of variants. People who knows well the AKP network will probably ask why there is a freight trains about to cross directly Tana station. The reason is very simple. Generally, 90% of the freight trains are not crossing directly Tana station, but are using the flyover. In French, we say a saute-moto. So that's typically a bridge that allows the trains to cross tracks without it help gaining capacity in the line as here. The flyover is here. The trains coming from the east here and willing to reach the freight diversion here has to cross these lines. But if it do so, it will completely prevent trains coming from the opposite side to run. And so it's complicated in a station in a heavily used area like that to do that. So there is a flyover for trains to use it, not to prevent trains coming from the opposite direction to run. But the coal trains like this one are too heavy for the flyover. Oh, now we can go. So that's why this train has to cross Tama station. You cannot reach, in fact, the freight loop. So, no. Why is nothing happening? Simply don't have enough power. I hope we won't be too much late. We are already 13 minutes late. So the next station will be Serenafia. It's Christmas again. Bells are ringing. So we are pumping with tap changer, pumping electricity. So here is the flyover that freight trains uses to reach the freight loop. And they are, what they are doing? They are not even walking. They are just chatting on the tracks. That's the French style of walking. One is walking, the three others are talking and look. Now will be able to reach 100 miles per hour. There is Aniakis Castle here. You can see a little bit here. Yeah. Skolpenbyen station. So that's the one of the station where the VHP suburban tunnel service begin. And it is planned that in a few years VHP services will be extended to Tolethai, which is about 8 kilometers from here. That won't be before 2024, I think. Approaching Lannerai station. Cheers. I'm trying to reduce a little bit our lateness by running close to the speed limit. But it's absolutely sure that we cannot erase 13 minutes of lateness here. Timetables are already tight. You know, in the opposite direction, you can see that the line is very densely used at this moment of the day. We are passing over trains very frequently. Wait for the tap changer to completely reset. being able to regain speed. So this signal is always stuck either at yellow or either at red. I don't know why. I have tried many times to replace it and to change it, but I have never found a solution to manage this problem. So basically, when passing this point, you immediately after have to contact the signal man by pressing tab, and if nothing is displayed on the screen, it means that the next signal will be open. There is another flyover. This one is used for trains coming from Floeta to and going to Intercity. So here it is. Basically, in the first part, we have driven from there to there. The Intercity is here, and now we are here. We are coming from Stelbrak here, we're going to Floeta here. And trains coming from Floeta to Intercity are using this flyover, and it allows them not to have to make a reversion at Tana, which is this flyover is very recent, as it has been built in 2017, and before that, services like high-speed services coming from Floeta to Aoba or Valkenslav were forced to go to Tana station to change side and then to go back to Intercity. And the build of this flyover, it's allowed trains to gain up to 30 minutes when going from Floeta southbound. Many freight trains use it again also. Let's say Hudson Station. How the VIP service that was due to that was running in front of us, I think, has been looked for to allow us to overtake it. By the way, this service was due to leave after us, as it was due to leave Tana at 18:57, but as we were late when arriving at Tana, it has left the station before us. But I suppose that it had been slowed down by other trains after that, so it has been locked in order to prevent us from being more late than we already are. will shortly be limited to 85 miles per hour, so I'm quickly reduce speed. We'll now pass Colper station. You can see that there is very often trains in the opposite direction. It's very simple. From 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. The line between Serenathia and Tana is almost used at its full capacity. There is lots of train paths planned here, and that's very difficult to manage when there is some disruptions. As in fact, if Cindy is still with us, to explain to her, trains are running in a train path. A train path, in French it's sillon. It simply defines where the train has to be at what time. So, for instance, our train had to leave Tana at 18:55 and had to pass Stila Road at 19:05, and that's a train pass. Each train has its own train path, but when it is late or in advance, the train is leaving its train path. And the main problem with that is that when leaving a train path, the train can enter in can cut other train paths. That happened just here. We were late when arriving at Tana, so we lost our train path. And the VIP service that was due to having the train path after one. So it became it gained the priority on us. Basically, a train leaving its train path will lose its priority. So we'll shortly be arriving at Serena Field. Will be the last station before Floeta. The signal is red, but sometimes when there is disruption like here, signal can be stuck at red. I don't know what. It's a problem with the simulator way of functioning. So you just have to ask the signalman, like I made, to be able to pass straight signal. This one's going to do it. Good sleep, good night. Oh no, it's raining again. Creating this scenario, I did not remember such. But that's fine. Oh, that was quick. So you can now go to town. Oh, it was. What time is it? Still have 13 minutes of delay. Try to reach Floeta very quickly. But in reality, I am a little late. This stream was due to end at 11:30 p.m. But due to the earlier program and this delayed train, it might take a little bit more time. I think we'll be finishing at midnight. But however, I will put this video tomorrow on YouTube. I just hope, as I said before, that the first part has been effectively recorded, as the computer broke down in the middle of the stream, so I don't know if it has saved my video file. We'll see. Use the sender. So the sender is simply for people not aware of trains. A sender is a system that simply send a little bit of sound under the wheels to prevent the train from doing wheel slip. But I don't know why it's not very efficient in this locomotive. There is other trains that where the sender is very efficient, but here it's not the case. The weather is absolutely awful. And so in just a few kilometers we will start to run alongside the Androka Lake. So as I said before, the Androka Lake is a very, very huge freshwater lake, as it is as big as Belgium. And Floeta has been built alongside this lake. And that's why the city has a very, very important freight port, which is included in the. Alors, donc je réponds en français parce que mon père m'a posé une question. Du coup, tu disais que c'était bon, mais est-ce que donc ça veut dire que le fichier a dû quand même être enregistré si jamais l'ordi a coupé? Et ouais, effectivement, j'ai l'air un peu fatigué en ce moment. J'ai des... Bon, j'ai pas beaucoup dormi aussi, pas la nuit dernière, la nuit d'avant. Parce que j'étais au téléphone avec un ami qui a perdu sa maman. Donc du coup, ouais, c'est difficile de se mettre. Avec le confinement, c'est pas vite fait de rattraper. Why further? The sun is coming back. Finally. A little bit for the speeding now. It's not too serious, but we try to avoid it. We'll now be reaching Cavendish and Variac station. Which is a spa city. So, in French, c'est une ville thermale. So here is the Invoke Lake. Cavendish station. So in about 12 minutes or so, we'll be arriving at our final destination, Floeta Central. In fact, Floeta is as big as Tana in terms of inhabitants. Tana is a little bit bigger, but they are not having the same types of activities. Floeta was mainly an industrial city, but it suffered a lot from the economical crisis in the 90s and in 2008, and so it recently began to make a reconversion, and many manufacturing industries are closed, and now the city is more renowned for the modern enterprises like informatics or things like that. And there is also a great university at Floeta, but not as famous as the one in Tana. That explains why Floeta is having a very important freight port, and Tana has no port, despite being very close to Invoke Lake too. It's also why Floeta has a marshalling yard. Floeta is located just beside the Polish border. That also explains why there is a marshalling yard. But there is another yard, important yard at Orangeasva, about 30 kilometers south of Floeta, because that's where the train lines are going into Poland. Now the neutral section. That's a wet freight train. That's supposed to be. Wow. Oh. Greta Thunberg won't appreciate that. And this part of the network is one of the first part I built, as I started to work on this network in 2009, so 11 years ago. And the very first station I built was Tana, simply. And after that, I quickly began the construction to Floeta. And for many years, the line was only Tana to Floeta, so only 85, 86. And when I went to high school, I began the construction of the southern part up to Reviste. And it's only many years later that I began the construction to Stelbrak and after that, still the Intercity here. San Venceslas. We can stop here. Now we are entering Tana's suburb, Floeta's suburb in such a way. Not the station, just way. And there is lots of commuters going from San Venceslas, Nerethea, and Paldinvi to Floeta each day to work or to study. It's maybe standing. With many boats, even a fishing boat. Alors pour répondre à mon père, oui, j'arrive on est à exactement à 11 km de l'arrivée. On arrivera d'ici 6 minutes. En fait, on est actuellement là et on va ici. Ça représente. Je crois qu'on a conduit depuis là. Alors, du coup, je vais un peu parler en français pour la fin. Alors ici, c'est un lac, c'est le lac Androka. C'est un lac d'eau douce. Alors, sauf que c'est un lac qui est vraiment immense parce que il fait une taille qui est à peu près équivalente à celle de la Belgique. Donc c'est un peu dans la même veine que les lacs, les grands lacs américains. On va maintenant entrer dans Floeta. On va avoir encore un sectionnement électrique, ce sera le dernier. On coupe l'alimentation. Tant que l'écran se descende. Là, on est dans le sectionnement. Le courant est en train de revenir et il est là. Dernière gare avant Floeta, gare de Nebareng, quartier à l'ouest de Floeta. Alors, mon père me met au défi d'arriver en roue libre. Allez, on va arriver en roue libre. Hop, je coupe. Normalement, c'est possible. D'ici, je l'ai déjà fait, pas avec ce modèle de train, mais j'ai déjà fait avec d'autres. Des fois, même depuis Padingu, la gare d'avant, j'arrive à arriver jusqu'en roue libre. Après, le seul problème avec ces trains-là, c'est qu'ils sont pas très aérodynamiques. Là, on va passer le triage de Floeta, le centre de maintenance derrière le train. Là, il y a le centre de tri postal, avec les voies de train dédiées pour les transports de lettres et de police. Là, il y a toujours le lac Androka, on voit pas bien, là, mais il est derrière des... Donc on freine. Alors là, je suis toujours en roue libre. Hein. Si c'est marqué qu'il y a de l'ampérage, c'est parce que, comme j'ai expliqué avant, il y a le frein rhéostatique qui se met en marche. Le frein électrique. C'est pour ça qu'on entend le moteur qui s'active à l'envers. Là, il y a toujours le fameux mur ici hein, qui ne se charge pas. Il se charge mais... Hi, an interweb person. Welcome to this stream. It's just about to finish, but I will publish the video on YouTube after that. Ah. Et non, effectivement, il ne me reste plus beaucoup de vitesse. Après, là, on est presque arrivé, sachant que je suis encore à... je suis à combien là? Là, je suis à 60 km/h, ça va bientôt être limité à 30. Mais la gare est là. Le dernier signal, il est jaune. The last signal is yellow. C'est normal, c'est comme après, s'il y a une gare en terminus en sac. On commence à voir la cathédrale de... Alors mon père pense que je vais pas y arriver en relief, mais moi je vous dis que si là j'ai encore 30 km/h ici, j'arrive très facilement, je suis sûr. Et le train est tellement lourd qu'il freine pas, enfin il ralentit pas beaucoup, mais ouais, c'est un double tronc. Regardez l'aiguille. C'est 10 minutes pas trop. Il y a certains trains, j'aurais pas pu le faire parce qu'il perd beaucoup trop de vitesse. Celui-là, il a pas l'air de trop en perdre. for English people, I'm trying to reach Floeta station without reusing power. On n'est plus qu'à 20 km/h. Ça va être short, mais ça va le faire. Gare de Floeta. La deuxième gare la plus utilisée du réseau, une moyenne de 12,5 millions de passagers par an. C'est une gare en cul-de-sac. Voilà, au fond. It's a terminus station, so you won't be able to go further on the line. Ou alors de point, c'est bien qu'il y ait moins de temps. Ah si, on va quand même y arriver en roue libre. On est obligé de freiner. En fait, j'ai déjà remarqué, je sais pas si c'est une histoire de poids ou quoi, mais les trains ils perdent assez rapidement de la vitesse quand ils roulent vite. Mais à faible allure, ils perdent pas beaucoup de vitesse. On fait la traction, laisser sortir les passagers. Voilà. Et ça y est, nous sommes arrivés. C'est donc la fin de cette vidéo que je publierai tout à l'heure ou demain sur YouTube. Donc merci de l'avoir suivi. For English people, thank you for watching this stream, and I will publish it on YouTube after. And thank you very much. We will. I think I will make another stream next week, next Saturday, but this one will be in England and in Germany. Donc je referai un, je pense, le samedi prochain, mais avec en première partie un trajet en Angleterre et ensuite en Allemagne. Donc voilà, merci beaucoup et bonne soirée.